In this video, I'm going to be breaking down my secret formula for setting up ceramic coating campaigns using Facebook ads, Instagram ads, basically called Meta, okay? This is my exact step-by-step process for building out a super high-performing ceramic coating campaign, okay, so that you can basically start getting more ceramic coatings. So stick around till the end of this, because without all of the parts of this process, you're going to lose money, you're going to be wasting advertising budget, right? I see guys too often trying to set this up themselves without having much information or much knowledge on how to actually set these up, and end up wasting a ton of advertising budget, okay? So in this video, I'm going to be giving you the exact formula, right? And then I'm going to give you some resources that you can also use that will help you create this campaign for yourself. Now, before we sort of get into it, I do want to say that if you don't have a Facebook business page, then you need to go and create one, a Facebook business page, an Instagram business page, and then also you need to have at least some content on your profiles as well, because what typically will happen is people will see your ad on Facebook, they'll go back to your Facebook page, and then, if you don't have any recent posts or, much content, you're gonna lose trust, okay? So to build up more trust, you want to have a pretty filled out Facebook page, Instagram page, a profile photo that looks good as well, and that's all going to help build trust and get more conversions with this campaign. But it doesn't need to be crazy. It doesn't need to be super flash. If you've just started your business and you've just created an Instagram account, you've just created a Facebook page, you can just go ahead and post a few random posts. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't need to be too much, but obviously the more the better. This is going to work regardless, okay? Now, even if you've never run ads before, this is going to work for you. This is super simple to set up. And also, even if you are just completely new to car detailing and you've only just started, this will also work for you as well, just because the type of service or the offer that you can set up with these campaigns is not just limited to ceramic coatings, okay? So the way I'm gonna set this up is for a ceramic coating campaign, okay, to get more ceramic coatings, but it's not limited to ceramic coatings. You can also set this up for a full detail campaign, okay? Now, if you want a more in-depth guide on how I set up my full detail campaigns, I have got another video which I'll show you at the end of this that you can go away and watch as well. But this one's gonna be more specific to setting up ceramic coating campaigns so we can get more ceramic coatings because they make more money. Now, bear in mind, there's something I've noticed over the last few months since I've been really going heavy into ceramic coatings and paint enhancements. The paint correction ceramic coatings, right? The most profitable service we've noticed is a paint enhancement and a short-term ceramic coating, like a ceramic sealant, okay? So we've been offering a paint enhancement plus a 12-month ceramic sealant. This is the special that we're running, okay? And I'm gonna break this down in a moment and kind of explain. But first of all, let's jump into here, okay? So I wanna just show you the results that I've been getting with this campaign, okay? So I set this campaign up about 5 days ago or so now, and these are the results that we've gotten so far, okay? So we've had 5 bookings in total, right? So that's almost 1 per day, okay? Now, so far this campaign has generated us over the last 5 days or so 8 leads, okay? So you're probably thinking, oh, it's not a lot of leads. We're not looking for lots of leads. We're looking for high intent, high conversion leads, okay? Now this is the highest conversion I've ever seen on Meta. Typically conversion rates on Meta when you're running a full detail campaign are around 5 to 10%. What that means is if you get 10 leads in, you're probably gonna book either 1, maybe 2 if you're lucky, but most of the time you're probably gonna get 1 in 10. Sometimes it's less than that, sometimes it's 1 in 20. So for every 20 leads you get 1 or 2 bookings, okay? This campaign that I'm going to show you how to set up is a way higher conversion because you get higher intent leads, okay? So we had 8 leads over the last 5 days, right? So just over 1 per day. Cost per lead is $23. Total ad spend, okay, over the last 5 days, $185 is where it's sitting at right now. Okay, we've had 5 bookings. That's a 62% conversion rate. That is a huge conversion rate. And that cost per customer, so the cost to actually get a booking or to get the customer is $37, okay, $37. Total revenue is $3,245. That's a 17.5 times return on advertising spend, okay? This is absolutely bonkers. Now, I've seen results like this before. I've run many different ceramic coating campaigns in the past. We've had ROAS as high as 25 times before, okay, but it never is consistent like that, and I assume this one will come down as well. But what we're aiming for over 10 ROAS, okay? If we can keep it above 10 times, that means we're putting $1 in, we're getting $10 out, we are going to scale this thing to the moon. So right now, these numbers are looking really good, okay? So I'm gonna start to put the pressure on, and I'm gonna start to scale these ads over the next couple of weeks, meaning I'm just going to put more advertising budget in and potentially add more ad creatives so that we can scale these up whilst hopefully keeping that ROAS, because who's not going to put $1 in if they're going to get $10 out? Because if you're going to put $1 in and get $10 out, who's not going to try and scale that to the moon, right? I'd want to put $1 million in and get $10 million out, right? Obviously that's not going to happen, but you know, you get the point. So if you haven't set up some ads before, or a Facebook business page before, anything like that, then the first thing you want to do is you want to come to business.meta.com, right? And then you want to click start here, get started. Now I've already created obviously a business page and Instagram page and ads manager account. I'm not going to go into that, okay? I'm going to go straight to my Facebook business page. Now, once you have created your Facebook business page, okay, let's go to the home page here, right? This is my Facebook business page. Now, once you've created your business page, add some content to it, fill it out. I like to put a little bio here as well. Put a little bio, okay? Obviously, you're not going to copy this because this is my business page for helping car detailers grow, okay? But obviously, if your business page is for customers, you want to say something around how you help customers, you know, get their cars looking better, something like that. We can dive a bit deeper into that another time. Once you're inside your Facebook page, you want to find this section called Meta Business Suite, okay? So you'll notice like on your page there's a few different options here. We don't want to click into any of these. We just want to go straight to the Meta Business Suite, okay? Come through to that, and then it's going to take you to what we call the Meta Business Suite, right? Now this is where you can actually post simultaneously to your Facebook page and your Instagram page if you have them connected, right? You can see up here, I've got Facebook and Instagram connected. If you don't have your Instagram page connected, then you just need to go ahead and connect it, okay? There'll be a little section, a little button here that you can click that says Connect Instagram Page, okay? Now, if you don't see that, I'm going to show you another part where you can actually connect your Instagram page as well, right? But you just want to make sure that those two are connected, because we're going to be running ads on both Facebook and on Instagram, okay? So we're not just limited to just Facebook or just Instagram. We want to be touching both platforms, and that's simply because Facebook has a lot of our target audience hanging out on Facebook still. There is still a large portion of our target audience hanging out on Facebook, because our target market are typically between 35 and 65, right? So a lot of those older people, they hang out on Facebook. So we want to use both, and Instagram still has a big portion as well. So these are the most effective social media marketing platforms, right? TikTok doesn't really work too well for us at the moment. YouTube's not really costs too much. It's not as effective for us. So Instagram, Facebook, these are the best platforms for social media marketing, okay? So you can see here on the left hand side, we've got home, we've got notifications, you've got ads manager here, which is what we'll go into in a moment. You've got content, where you can actually start creating and planning some content. You've got insights, inbox, lead center, where you can go and manage your leads. So once you start paying for leads, they'll come into this section called the lead center, and you can actually manage them inside of a pipeline. However, that's not how I manage my leads, because I have a CRM, a dedicated CRM, a customer relations management system, where all of my leads funnel into, and then I manage them all in this one centralized place. We use Go High Level. I can talk a little bit about that later on. Okay, lead center inside of the Meta Business Suite is very limited. You got monetization, and you got ads. We don't want to click on this section for ads. We want to go to the ads manager. Now, if you don't see this button here, then you can click in here and go all tools. Before we go to the ads manager, right, it's really important for you to know that the Meta Business Suite is just one small part of this whole ecosystem inside of Meta, okay? If we click this drop down menu here, you will see, okay, this business portfolio. A business portfolio is what controls everything. So the business portfolio is like the overarching entity that controls all of the assets. Now an asset is a Facebook page, an Instagram page, an ads manager account, it's a pixel or a data set, and there can control a WhatsApp account. There are a bunch of different assets that are controlled underneath the business portfolio. Now we need to have a business portfolio in order to manage everything correctly, okay? So you need to be on a desktop for this. I don't recommend building this out on a mobile. You can, but it's going to be very confusing and hard to navigate. We want to be building this out on a desktop or a laptop, okay? So make sure you have access to one of those, okay? Now, once you click down the drop-down menu and you see the business portfolios here, you should be able to just go create a business portfolio, or if you already have a business portfolio, okay, then you can actually click on it, come over to the section, and then click on the business settings, the little gear icon here. That's where we want to go to. So you can see these are a bunch of clients that I have inside the business portfolio already, right? So once you click on your business portfolio, okay, you may see some assets that are associated with it. If you don't, that's fine. I'm going to show you how to connect those assets. But you just want to click the business settings, okay? So come to this little gear icon and go business settings, and then it's going to take you to a whole new area, okay? Now this is the business portfolio, okay? This is where we control most of what we want done, okay? Now inside of here you'll see people, okay? And this is where you can add external like contractors that maybe you want to help you with your ads. Okay, for example, if I was going to help you set up your ad campaign, I'd send you my email, and then you would add me to this section here. You'd invite me to your business portfolio, and then I would be able to come inside and control and set up things within your portfolio, okay? There's people, partners, system users, and then under the accounts, you'll find the pages, okay? So you should see your Facebook page in here, okay? If you don't see your business Facebook page in here, then you need to add it. Okay, you just come here and just go add an existing Facebook page, right? And then what happens is it's going to enter in the URL, okay? And then it's just going to ask you to log in, right? You'll see the ad accounts. Now, inside of here, you may see an ad account already. If you've already got an ad account, like let's say you boosted a post on Instagram, or let's say you ran some ads in the past, you may already have an ad account set up, okay? So if you do, you can go ahead and just start editing inside that ad account. But what I recommend is just create a brand new ad account, start fresh, and we can just start from there. So if you don't see an ad account, then you'll just have to go add and create a new ad account, okay? So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use this ad account in here. It's called test ad account, okay? This is what we're gonna be using to set up these ads, okay? And then also, the other important thing is to make sure your Instagram is connected. So you can see here, Instagram accounts, right? And then we can see that right here we've got our Instagram account connected. If you do not have it connected, then you'll just need to do the same as I just showed you with the Facebook page and go add, and then you'll just need to add your Instagram account. It'll just prompt you to log in, okay? And you can go from there. So we'll just exit that. Now, that's all you really need to know inside of the business portfolio, okay? Other than that, okay, there are multiple ways to access the Ads Manager, which is where we'll probably spend the rest of the time on this video, okay? So you can go to your ad account section under accounts, and you can actually just go open Ads Manager, or you can come to this sidebar here and you can click Ads Manager here, okay? And it's going to prompt you to go to either the account overview, campaigns, audiences, billing, payments, ad reporting, or you can click all tools. And then this is also going to take you to a section where you can choose Ads Manager here or Ads Manager here. We just want to go to the Ads Manager. Okay, so I'm going to just navigate from the ad account. I'm going to click on the test account that we're wanting to use. Okay, and then I'm going to go into open an Ads Manager here. Then it's going to open up the campaign. Okay, it's going to most likely show me the overview of the campaign. No, it's taking me straight into the campaign view. So I'm just going to give you a quick sort of run through on the Ads Manager. okay, and sort of like what's included and what we're sort of looking at right here, okay? So on the sidebar here, we've got account overview. It's going to give you like an overview of the last 7 days or what your ads are looking like. We've got the campaigns, which is where we actually build out the campaigns, build out the ads themselves. We've got ads reportings if you wanted to set up some specific reports that you wanted to look at. We've got audiences if you wanted to create specific audiences and segments that you can start targeting later on. For example, on our website, we have a pixel or a data set which signals to Meta every time someone hits our website, okay, it sort of tracks them and sends the data back to Meta, and then when that person is on a social media, on Instagram or Facebook, we can retarget them. Okay, so we've created a retargeting audience segment so that we can retarget anyone that actually visits our website. Okay, then we've got billings and payments. You can go and edit those. Advertising settings, I don't really go into there much. And events manager, we won't really talk too much about that today, but essentially you want to create a data set so that you can put that on your website or connect it with your CRM so that you can basically connect your Meta Ads Manager with other platforms and they can talk to each other, and it's just really good for optimizing your ads. We won't go too much into that today. I just want to show you exactly how to set this up in the most simplest way possible. It is still going to work regardless of whether you set up a data set or not. A pixel was the old terminology for that. Cool. So now that we're inside the campaign section, right, we will see that there are 3 different layers. We've got campaigns, ad sets, and ads. Under the campaign, we can have multiple ad sets, okay? So for example, you can have one campaign, and then you could have 2 or 3 or 4 different ad sets, right? And the reason why you would have different ad sets is potentially because you want to have different targeting options. We won't talk about that. We're going to keep it simple. We have one campaign and one ad set, okay? And then we have multiple ads. So the ad set can have multiple ads as well. Now we always want to be testing multiple ads whenever we're running Meta ads, okay? We never just want to test one ad or even just 2 ads. We want to be testing 3, 4, 5, even more, depending on what your advertising budget is, okay? As you start to increase your advertising budget, right, it's more likely to get what we call ad fatigue, because your ads are being shown to more people on a more frequent basis, okay? So if you only have 10,000 people in your population, and you're spending $50 a day on ads, and you've only got 3 ads running, you're quickly going to send your ads out to all of those people. So that's why we always want to be creating new ads and uploading new ads so that we don't burn out our audience with ad fatigue. Although it's pretty rare for it to happen in the first sort of 3 to 6 months, even if you do have a small audience. These ads, you load up 3 ads, it's going to perform well. The other reason why we want to have more ads inside of a campaign, always running multiple at a time, is so that we can test different ads, right? Because you're going to get, out of the 3 that you test, there's always going to be one that performs better. Okay, then you sort of look at why that one's performing, and you can double down on that particular ad and create another 2 variations very similar to see if you can now beat that one performing ad. So you upload another 2 variations, and then you can always, and it's basically you're always trying to beat the best performing ad, and that's doing a couple of things. You're getting better ad results, and you're always providing more fresh content to your audience as well. Okay, so those are the 3 layers, right? So now let's actually build this campaign out, all right? So the first thing we want to do is go create, okay? And now we want to choose the objective. Meta is very good at giving you what you tell it to do, right? If you tell it to bring you in leads, it's going to bring you in leads. If you tell it you just want awareness, it's just going to send your video out to many people that aren't going to take action. If you're telling it you want traffic, it's just going to just give you more traffic to your particular destination, right? Maybe it's to your app, maybe it's to your website, whatever, right? If you tell it you want engagement, it's going to send your video, your ads out to people who are going to click and who are going to comment, okay? Same with leads. It's going to give you, if you want leads, it's going to give you leads. Same with sales. Although with sales, if you tell it to give you sales, you ideally need to have some data, right, in your Meta account already, okay? Because otherwise it's not going to be as accurate, right? So we want leads. This is the campaign objective we want to go with. So we'll go next, continue, okay? Now it's going to prompt you to either set this up manually or use the recommended settings. We want to set this up manually, okay? Although we want to allow Meta to have as much control as possible. So we're going to use a lot of Advantage Plus settings, okay, but we still want to have flexibility and control with a lot of the settings as well. So we go manual leads campaign. Cool, so now we can see we're inside the interface to actually edit out the campaign, and we can see this first one's called new leads campaign, the second one's new leads ad set, and the third one, new leads ad. Okay, so if we go into new leads ad campaign, right, we can just call this spring special, because that is the special we're running. Okay, now when it comes to running an offer, all right, I recommend doing seasonal offers or monthly offers, okay? So seasonal offer could be spring special only, right? Winter special only, autumn special only, summer special only, right? Or monthly specials could be this month only, right? Or, October only or February only. Those are the two main offers I recommend running, okay? I'm gonna break down our offer in a moment, but first of all, let's talk about how we build this out, okay? So we've got the title, right? Then the rest of this we don't really need to touch. We don't really need to touch at all. I recommend turning this on to campaign budget so that the campaign controls the budget. With this campaign, we want to have it at $30 per day. I wouldn't do any minimum than $20 per day, okay? Because this is a higher intent campaign. It's not for a ton of volume, right? If you want to learn how to set up a campaign with just heaps of leads and heaps of volume, then watch this video right here, which explains how to set up a full detail campaign with lots of volume, right? But this one is less volume, right? But more higher intent and also ceramic coatings, okay? Now, once we have selected that, there's nothing else we need to change here. Let's go to the next section, which is the ad set, okay? And we can call this, we'll just keep it leads, new leads ad set. Instant forms is the location, right? This is where we want the location to be. So we need to make sure it's instant forms. You can send people to a website, you can send people to Messenger, Instagram. I've had the most success with instant forms, right? Number one is it actually keeping people on the platform, which Meta will reward as opposed to sending them to a landing page or a website that's off the platform, right? So you'll get cheaper leads with instant forms, okay? And it's very seamless for the user or the lead to actually, become a lead. It's very easy for them to fill out the information, right? It's all in one place. So the less steps that they have to take, the more likely they're gonna opt in, right? Scroll down, we don't need to change any of this. The only next thing we'll change is the audience controls, right? So we want to make sure it's on Advantage Plus, which it's already on, and then we just need to change the actual location, okay? So let's just say I'm in Miami, okay? Let's go Miami, Florida, okay? Let's delete that one, and we can see Miami, Florida, plus 25 miles. We've got a population of 4.1 to 4.8 million, right? So a very large population there, okay? And then this here, we want to toggle this off. We don't want this off. We don't want to reach more people when it's likely to respond to your ads, because that's going to send your ads potentially out to people that are not in your location. We want them to be in your location, okay? So toggle that off. We've got the location there, and that's all we need to do. We're going to let Meta do the rest of the work when it comes to targeting, when it comes to placements. Let Meta do everything. These days, it's more important to have an ad creative. The ad creative is the most important part. As long as you have a good ad, right, Meta will do all the rest of the work for you and send it to the right people, okay? Which I'm going to talk about in a moment, how to actually set up the right ad, okay? How to create the best ad. So the next part is the actual ad itself, okay? So this is where it starts to get really fun. All right, we actually have to build out the ad. Okay, so we'll call this one ceramic ad 1. Okay, and we want to make sure that you have your Facebook page and your Instagram page selected. Okay, and then also we want to make sure that this is selected as well as single image or video, and also we have multi-advertiser ads selected as well. And then here is where we set up the creative, okay? The most important part is the actual ad creative itself. So if you need help with how to create the best ad, then stick around because I'm about to break that down right now. I won't go into too much detail, but I'm going to break down the best way to create a high-performing meta ad for your campaign, okay? So I've got this section here, right? It's called ChatGPT prompts and how to set up meta ads for ceramic coatings, all right? This prompt here, which I'll leave a link down below in the description, you can go and get it. And also we've got other instructions in here on how to set up the form in that. So you can easily just copy and paste after you've watched the video, right? So this prompt here will basically spit out a really high performing meta ad script that you can then go ahead and use as a voiceover on some video, okay? Now, I'll also leave some example ads below, right? So I've got 3 example ads here. These are what we're going to upload today, okay? I'll leave them below in the description and you can go and review these example ads to get an idea on the type of ad. But basically, right, there's 2 different styles that I've created, okay? One is an ASMR style video where I'm detailing POV and I'm just doing a voiceover with captions over the top, okay? There's a very high performing ad framework. The other style is a more edited, more polished version, okay, which looks more like this, okay? It's a more polished version of the ad. So this one I've actually sent to my editor. He's edited it together and these ads do really well also, okay? So I'll leave those below. You guys can basically review those. But basically this prompt here, if you put this into ChatGPT, it's going to give you a really solid script that you can use for your ads. And then also, right, the copy that you can put underneath, so the description that you can use, okay? So this is the prompt that you can use as the description. I'll move this down a little bit. Act as a world-class direct cop. You guys can go through and read this. Basically, this is exactly what I use to build out the scripts and then also the description for these ads, okay? So I'll leave this below and you guys can go check that out. Now, let's have a look here. We have to create the ad creative, okay? So we go set up ad creative. We'll go video ad, right? And then we need to go upload, okay? So I'm going to upload the ad and then it's going to be this one here, Detail Shop Spring Special. We'll go upload, open. And then it's going to upload that ad. Okay, once you select the ad, it's going to bring you to this section here. So when we get to this section, you need to add the primary text, the headline. I don't add a description in most cases, and then the call to action, okay? So this is really important. The primary text is where you'll fill out what I call the description. And I already have some primary text, okay? So if I come over to ChatGPT, this is something that I created just earlier. This is one that we've already been using, okay? You can go through and read this if you want. We'll go Control C and then pop it into here, and that's the primary text. Now you always want to do 2 variations of the primary text as well, so you can go add text. Don't use the recommended ones. You can just go add text and then create another variation from this one, and then also with the headline, okay, this is what actually appears underneath the ad in most cases. So the headline could be like claim special offer now, right? Something like this, or you could put in the price, $6.49 spring special, okay? We're adding price to the front end of this ad because we're actually adding a price on the inside of this ad as well. Converts really well because we want to qualify more people, right? Spring special, and then yeah, just something like that. These ads here, it doesn't have to be too fancy, just something that's compelling to get them actually to click. And then we want to make sure we use get offer, okay? So we use get offer because we're actually giving them an offer, right? This is a special that we're going to be giving them, okay? So the special that we're giving them, right, is actually $649 paint enhancement and a ceramic coating, okay? Normally worth $1,200. And inside of our ads, we actually say, hey, look, the true value of the service is normally $1,200. This spring only, it's $649. Claim your offer below, blah, 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 blah. I'll share the ads, and what I'll do is I'll actually share the script that I actually read out as well, that you can use as a voiceover. Okay, but this is the description, the primary text, right? And then once we've filled that out, okay, with those options, then we'll go next. We want to leave all of these on, okay? So leave all of the enhancements on, we'll go next. And then it's going to load the ad into the section there, okay? So we've got the ad loaded. Let's just delete this. You have to update your payment method if you haven't already, okay? So now we've got that ceramic ad 1 basically ready to go. Okay, we've got the headlines, we've got the description or the primary text, we've got the offer. Okay, now the next part, the most important part, right, is to actually create the form. Okay, so we come here, we want to create a new form. So this is an instant form, so we need to build out the form. So we're going to create form, okay, and the form type will be more volume, okay, and then it will be open. So we want to make sure the sharing settings is open so that anyone can share this. And then we go next, and then the headline. So if we come to this section here, the document, this is where I've got instructions on what you can fill in. I've got claim offer now. This is the heading. We go Control C, add that there. Then the next part is the description below that. Okay, we've got this, Control C. Add that in there. Please answer the following quick question. Okay, then the next section is the questions. We don't want to select any of these, it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll go next to the questions. The first question that we're going to add is a question on if they're actually wanting to claim the special. Okay, so the question is, do you want to claim the $649 spring special, paint enhancement plus 12-month ceramic sealant? Control C, and then we go multiple answer. So it's a multiple choice question, and we'll go add that in there. The answers are yes, secure my special offer. And then the other option can be no, just looking. This is qualifying them so we understand, you know, how intentional are they about actually booking this in. So yes, secure my special offer, or no, just looking. Okay, then we need to add another question. The next question is a time frame question. Okay, so it's multiple choice again, and it is when are you looking to get it done? Okay. Control C, add that in there. When are you looking to get it done? We can see on the right hand side here, we can actually see the form getting built out. When are you looking to get this done? Okay, and we've got ASAP, within 2 weeks. We've got ASAP, within 2 weeks. And then we'll go one more question, within a month. Okay, this gives us an idea on how urgent they are. It's actually just another step in the process to just have higher quality leads come through. This next question is actually to get them to choose a date. Okay, this really qualifies them, adds more friction to the funnel, but as you guys have seen from my results, you can get a lot of return on investment. So it's a appointment request. So this one here is appointment request. Boom. Question is, please select a day that suits you. Okay, add that in there. Please select a day that suits you. Confirmation message. We don't need to do that. We're going to give them a confirmation message at the end. Okay, then it's just the next question, which is type of vehicle that they have. Okay. We want to find out what type of vehicle they have. It's a short answer. What type of vehicle do you have? Year, make, and model. Okay, short answer. And then the last thing is contact information. Right, so it's this part here, contact information. We want their full name, so we'll delete that one because we want to add a category contact information, we want their full name. Okay, so we want their full name. And then we want their phone number and their email, and we don't want these to be optional, we want them to be mandatory. So we want their phone number, email, okay? And then also, under here, what we'll do is we put in a little disclaimer, okay, to say that their details are kept secure, right? And here, your details, so we can see on the right hand side here, contact information, your details are kept secure and we only use this to directly communicate with you, right? Just to add a bit of trust, a bit more security there. And then the next part is a privacy policy, okay? So you guys want to add, you can add your Facebook page here if you don't have one. Otherwise, you can go and create a privacy policy online. It's really simple. Just type in privacy policy generator and you can just go and add that in there and generate a link. Or you can just create a Google Doc. You use ChatGPT to create a privacy policy for you, make the document visible to all users, all viewers, and then you can just go share the link to the document and you can add that in here as well, okay? And then the next section is the ending, okay? So in the ending, we want to say thank you, right? Which, thanks, you're all set. And then the last part of that can just be, we will contact you as soon as we can to confirm your booking. We're assuming they have booked in and we're just confirming their booking. So now when we get a lead through, we call them straight away. We're basically just confirming that their booking is on that day and then they're happy with everything. And then you can have go to website. I recommend taking them to your actual website or your Google business profile, or you can just take them back to your Instagram page if you don't have that at all, okay? And you can name this, view our recent results. And then here it says connect with leads in Messenger. Look, I haven't noticed any big differences with this, whether you do this or not. You may want to keep this on if you don't have a CRM and you just want to communicate with them through Messenger. But then again, not everyone is going to opt in through Facebook. Some of them come through Instagram. So I turn this off. I don't have this on because I have everyone come into my CRM and that's where I set up automations and that's how I actually contact them. And then we just go create form, okay? So we create form. And then we can see, right, this form's been created. We can see the add creative here. And then we can scroll down and we can find the actual form itself, right? So once people click get offer, this is the form that they're gonna fill out, right? This is all the information we just created, right? So that's the form. Then here it says chat with leads. We want to remove that one as well. And then setting up a CRM. I'm not going to dive into that today, but you want to make sure you set up a CRM if you really want to scale this to the next level. Now, if you're interested in getting me to help you build this out for you, right, there's another free training below. And then under that, there's like a form that you can fill out to see if you would be a good fit to work with us. And I can actually help you build this out yourself and help you scale it and get some results like you've seen us do. Now, I have basically just revealed this so that you guys can create this on your own, okay? And that's pretty much it. Most important thing is that you have a really good ad creative, okay? So the ad creative can make all the difference, and that's why you want to make sure you're testing multiple ad creatives at a time. Like I said, I'll leave the examples below. You can go and have a look at them. I'll leave the resources for the scripts below as well. You can go check those out. Just quickly, before we jump off here, I'll teach you a really easy way to basically just duplicate all of the ads as opposed to having to go and create individual ones. Is right here, you can go to the action menu, okay, and then you can just go duplicate, right? And let's say you want to create another 4 tests, or do you want to have 4 tests in this? We can just go 3, so number of copies 3. Make sure it's under the same ad set. Yep, it's under the same campaign. Yep. And then we go duplicate, and then what it will do is it will just duplicate those ads entirely, okay? And then you can just come into each ad, and then all you need to change is the title, so we'll change that to 2, and then obviously the ad creative, right? So we would just delete that, and then we'd just add the new ad that we wanted to create, okay? So let's just say it was this one here. Next. Everything else would be the same. Skip and continue that. Next. We can see that the primary text has already been duplicated there. We can see that the headlines have been duplicated there, and the call to action is also the same. So we can go next, leave all these the same, go done, And then we can see Ceramic Ad 2 is now ready to go. It's got a new ad creative and everything else is the same. So the only thing we're really testing is the new ad creative to see which ads perform better than the others, okay? And you can do that for 3, 4, 5, however many ads, okay? Now, that's essentially it in a nutshell, okay? Like I said, if you guys want some help with this, then go ahead, click that link below, schedule a call with either me or one of my teammates and we can help you out. But I hope you guys get some results. Please comment below if this works for you, right? If you guys set this up and it works for you, comment below. I want to see your results in the comments, and please subscribe, it really helps. Hope you guys actually crush it with this ad, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.